and those who are not active religiously. Wow. He goes on. The levels of lying, cheating, and stealing are remarkably similar in both groups. He said, 8 out of 10 Americans consider themselves Christians, Gallup said, but only half of them could identify the person who gave the Sermon on the Mount. And fewer still could recall even 5 of the 10 Commandments. And only 1 in 10 said that they would be willing to suffer for their faith. I don't know anything about George Gallup. I don't know if he's a churchgoer or not, but these are startling numbers. I personally, this survey work was done a while ago. I personally believe it hasn't gotten better. It has not gotten better. Sobering statistics. We're going to look today in Ephesians chapter 4. We're going to look at a group of verses that begin in verse 25. And really goes through the end of the chapter. And I want to say something before we get into this. There are a number of different, I'll call them warning statements for lack of a better term. There are 5 of them that we're going to look at. 5. We're not going to look at any of them too long. There are 5 statements where we're thinking back to what we talked about 2 weeks ago when we were in Ephesians chapter 4. Paul said we got to put off, we got to make a break, we got to go to the old, we got to break from the old, and then we got to go through this process where God renews our minds. And when we do that, we're beginning to put on the divine nature when God does that. So what Paul does here is he takes it from a higher level to a lower level. In the last part of Ephesians chapter 4, he starts saying, here's what it looks like to put on the new man of Christ. Here's what you begin to see as you live day-to-day life. Here it is with legs lined.